Hello, my friends. It's so good to see you. It's Saturday. That means it's time for the Saturday Psychic Sampler, where you ask specific questions and I give you specific answers. I want to remind all of you that if you are a member of this channel, or if you become a member anytime between now and 5 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, you will be able to join us for our members only live stream tomorrow, 5 p.m. Storytelling and shenanigans. We will do readings. We will have fun. It will be great. Please be there. The link is already up. I'm really grateful to all of you for being here. You know the deal. We do specific questions. I see a lot of you are here already with your questions in. I appreciate it. Special shout out, of course, to the members and the moderators. Let's get going. Okay, so if you were here for class on Thursday, you may be suspecting something that I will admit is true. I'm lazy. These are the cards I had out because I was using them for our class on Thursday. And if you missed it, check out the replay. It was a good class. But they're still here today. And like, oh, these will be good for the sampler. We'll use these. So I'm excited to use the Smith-Waite Tarot Deck Centennial Edition, the little one that comes in the tin. Such a great deck. All right, let's get going. And I do want to remind everyone that in the description, there are links. There's a link to become a member. Please do. And thank you to all the people who have done so. There is a link to book an appointment with me. And there's a link to learn more about StaarCon and get your ticket to StaarCon. Whether you come in person or online, whether you come general admission or 1 day, 2 days, or all 3 days, one way or the other, you know you want to be there. You know you do. So you will. So there's a link. So get your ticket. All right. Here we go. I will take these in the order in which I see them, starting with Liz Harrison. So good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. All right. Why hasn't my sister-in-law / friend Lindsay reached out to me about the family situation? Now she's invited us over to dinner tomorrow, and I'm confused whether or not to accept the invite. Oh, we have serious intrigue here. All right. And I know a little bit about the family situation, so I understand, and let's figure it out. Okay, first of all, why hasn't she said anything? She is very upset by it, by the situation. And, you know, this is very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right. So you're invited to dinner. If you go, you will learn a lot. A lot. You probably should go, remembering that this could mean happiness or complete narcissism, right? So when you go, you will either learn, A, you have allies, B, these people are part of this entire problem and you're going to need to stay away from them in the future. But you'll know for sure, and you'll know from the horse's mouth. I don't know which way it's going to go, and it's not really my place to know or to say. It is my place to say that I think it's safe enough for you to go if you want, and it will be interesting. You will learn some interesting things that I think will be helpful to you. Good luck. Oh, Jenny, the Mundane Majors was fantastic. I've been updating my own notes. For some reason, I have good dreams when I study the cards. Oh, yeah, no, that's universal. That happens to all of us. Yes. Yes. Totally get that. Trey Cameron, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. If I work hard, will I be able to achieve financial independence within the next 3 to 5 years? Possibly even allowing me to move out and help my family. How sweet are you? when we talk about like what is financial independence, right? What is helping my family? There's a scope to that. There's a scale, there's a scope to all of that. And so like the level at which you start doing that may not be the level that you want to be at. But when we talk about being able to start being there, can you do that within, what did you say? You said 3 to 5 years. I'm going to go 3 to 6 years just in case and say absolutely yes. And it's not even, yeah, absolutely. And it's not even a problem. Yes. Okay. Smile Soul 20. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Good afternoon to you. My question is, will I get a bonus in December? And let's see. Oh, yes, you will. And what sort of bonus will it be? Not the best, not the worst. It'll be okay, though. It'll be okay. Melissa, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Since it's Saturday, I will ask a gossipy question. You know I love this. You know I do. Things seem weird at my gym, and I feel like I'm ignored by one of the owners, especially when the gossip girls are around. Is this all in my head, or is there something going on behind the scenes? My intuition feels like something untoward is going on, but I know I have a tendency to overthink things. And thanks for using members-only emojis. Okay, so let's just ask, is there something going on between one or some of the gossip girls and the hot new owner who is married to someone who's not one of the gossip girls? Let's have some fun with this. Is that happening? Oh, there's something up. There is definitely something up. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's something up. And like they were wanting to put you in that position too, which is not a position for you to be in, but that's also why you can't really be allied with the gossip girls, because that's how they are. They'll be the first to talk bad about someone who does something like that, but they'll also be the first to do that. So I can't say to what extent what is happening, but there's definitely something up. And the being ignored by, okay, here's how I'm going to, here's the analogy that I'm going to give you. Back in like middle school or high school, I'm outing myself now, right? Suppose you were a person who started smoking weed in middle school or high school or whatever. Suppose you were that person. And there are the friends that also you smoke weed with, and they know you smoke weed, and in the language of the times, those were the people who were cool. They're cool. Or I guess later on, they would have been the people who are down. They're down. The other friends that you have that you know are not cool or not down in this way, you don't hate them. You don't not like them. But from their perspective, the energy is going to change. And they're going to feel ignored. So, do you see who you are in this story? And do you see, like, it's because they're doing something they're not supposed to be doing. That's what it is. So you're not wrong. All right. Yolanda, so good to see you. I'm talking with a new employer. It's a group practice. It sounds really positive. Maybe to become a position in January. Should I be concerned? When and will it materialize? So here, I'm already concerned. And I'm concerned because on one hand, you're seeing this as an employer. But on the other hand, I'm not hearing anything here that suggests anything other than potential employer. And I think it's really important, unless I'm missing something here, I think it's important to make that distinction. So, because until you have like a firm offer from someone and a firm start date, you got to keep looking, right? So first of all, would this be a good place to work? Yeah, it would be fine. It would be a fine place to work. Are they likely to create a position for you or to have a position for you? See, this is the problem, and this is where the dysfunction is. You know, it's a private practice is a good thing, but this seems to be a private practice where not everyone knows what's going on and people don't always agree, and, you know, so it's hard to figure things out. Do I think there will be a job here for you? I think that they are very interested in having you. I think they like you. I think they want someone in this position. So I think they think it is a good fit. Do I think that they will ultimately make this happen? It is 50-50, man. Maybe yes, maybe no. So how do you avoid being concerned? Don't count on it. Keep it open, keep the possibility, keep the relationship, but also keep looking until such time as there is a clear offer. Mix you here, Michelle, it's so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Oh my goodness, I've had a hell of a week with BS at work that's making me reevaluate if I can stay. Feeling completely disengaged at choir because of Christmas music, I understand, and exhausted generally. It all has me thinking about what I do with my time. I would love any insight the universe has. I just feel like I'm failing at everything, which is triggering some pretty strong dysregulation for me. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And I'm glad you know that, though. That's good, that you understand, you know, the cascade of what's happening here. That's really important. I know that's a lot, maybe too much, probably not. But I'd appreciate any insight. Sure, no, that's fine. So a couple of things. As regards choir, I think, you know, it would be fine to sort of say, you know, this Jewish girl is going to peace out during Christmas music season, and I'd like to be able to come back when it's over for the spring, if that's okay. But especially right now, especially when, you know, my sense of Jewish identity is feeling so very important, I don't feel like singing Christmas music right now. Sorry, no, thanks. And so get that off your plate, but come back because it's still important, you know, and if people can't understand that, then you shouldn't be singing with them anyway. Okay. As far as the job is concerned, same card. So with the job, what did you say about it? You just said there's a lot of BS at work. What is the nature of the BS? Well, the nature of the BS is anxiety producing. But are you up in your head about the anxiety at work? I mean, you know, about what is anxiety, about the BS at work. Are you up in your head about the BS at work, or is it really that bad? That's the question. I think what's fair to say is you don't want to be here in the long run. I think you can handle it fine. I think you can kind of be like, okay, I see how this is, fine. And you can do it for a while, but just know that we're starting the clock now, and as soon as you can find or stumble across or it finds you, whatever that next option is, you're going to take it because you're not invested in staying here. So it doesn't mean that you have to leave right now. It just means that you know you're not going to be staying in the long run. There's no investment. But the fact that then all of this turns into a feeling of personal failure when none of this is about you. Here is the rub, but it's also the gift, Michelle, is this opportunity to explore how that happens. How it happens that you find yourself in a situation where you're not comfortable with things that you didn't create, and you have every reason to be uncomfortable, but somehow that makes you feel like you're the failure. There's your homework. Okay, so you're not doing the numbers they want, and they're making you feel like you're slacking. So that's a different thing. You know, that's a question of, like, can you perform to the level that they want you to perform? And that's going to be a fight, you know? So that's where, you know, I wouldn't necessarily call that BS at work. I would call that this may not be the right job for you. And I would say do your best, but keep looking so you can find another job. But this might mean a speedier exit. So you're right about whether you can stay, but I would look at it differently, because this doesn't feel like, it just feels like maybe it's not a great fit. And again, I don't see how that's failure. But I do understand when it's a job that deals with like numbers and quota, that very literally it feels like failure. I totally understand that because I've had those jobs before. So I do get that. But I also feel like you have a tendency to let that feeling of failure sneak in, and then you wrap it around yourself and wear it like a cloak. And I know you don't want to do that. And so you can't do that. And so, yeah, go find another job, because there is no part of you that is a loser in any way, shape, or form. So there you go. All right, Joyous Ocean, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. I had a bizarre dream that I was on the balcony looking out the window, and I saw a dog getting away from its family, but I was able to reach down and hold the leash and pull the dog up to safety. When I was leaving the house, okay, I didn't quite get that sentence. I was in the backyard and there were some other dogs roaming around and I couldn't find the owners. So then I had two dogs, and eventually I went back to the balcony and I was able to lower the original dog back to his owners. And I don't even know what happened. He just wasn't there. Dream interpretation. Thanks for using members only emojis. I will use the cards, but I don't think I even need to. I think this is entirely about your niece, right? I mean, it makes so much sense about your niece and how the niece's mother has reacted to some of the things. I mean, I think that's what it's about. But, you know, what else can we get from it? What else can we learn from it? What we can learn from it is you're doing exactly what you need to be doing. Handling the dogs in the best way that you can. And that no matter what, when you're talking about other people's dogs, there's only so much you can do. All right. Janine Barnes, so good to see you. What will change next? Moving house or leaving my current employer to start a new career? Well, I like both of those options. Let's see what we see first. I feel like the focus should be on the career. I feel like it's more likely that it be the career, and that the career could actually necessitate a move. That's the thing, potentially. So, or you know, a move could be more convenient with a career change. So I'm going to say the focus should be on finding the new job for the new career. All right. Makes you here. Virgo stellium in my 12th house. I'm extremely hard on myself. Yeah, there it is. There it is. I understand. But we have astrology, so we know what we have to mitigate, right? Right? Isn't that how this works? I think that's how this works. All right. Maria Baresi, it's so good to see you. Thanks for being here. I would like to purchase a home in early 2024. Is this in the cards and will all go smoothly? What a great question. Oh my gosh, how exciting. You know, there may be changes based on things like I'm going to wait a minute for the interest rates or, something like that. There may be those kinds of changes. But the idea of being able to buy a house in the time frame that you want, I'm going to say close. Maybe it's not the beginning of 2024. Maybe it's like the summer of 2024. I don't see things going completely smoothly. There may be some questions about where. There may, there could be a lot of questions in this process. Do I see you ultimately buying a home that you like and that you're happy with? Ultimately, yeah, I sure do. Do I see you doing that in 2024? Oh, I think you're determined to do it in 2024. Yeah. So I think it's just a matter of it may not be just as quick as you think. Joyous Ocean. I got the thank you emojis. Thank you. Appreciate it. And I got wow. Yeah. All right. Michelle F. So good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. I've planned a trip for next month, but now I'm experiencing some hesitation about spending the money, but I think that's just my anxiety. I understand. What do the cards say about it? Okay. If you go on the trip and spend this money, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? Nothing. How will the trip be? Good, exactly as expected. Is there anything about this trip that you should be worried or upset about? Well, it is costing money, and you're uncomfortable about spending money, and that's hard for you to make a decision to spend money on something for yourself. Oh, I think you really should go. I think you really, really, really should go. And I think you should say, I'm going. I'm worth it. I deserve it. I think you should just go. I think you should invest in yourself. I think you should recognize your value. Go. Okay. Trey, I'm sorry. Thank you. And a table for one. I'm sorry I skipped you. Thanks for letting me know. I'll go back and find you. Oh no, you're coming up next. You're actually exactly next anyway. But Trey, I'm sorry, and I can see why you were confused, and I apologize, and thank you. Y'all, your tarot fairy godmother can be a little bit rambly, and I can't imagine that's going to get better as I get older. So if I say something that doesn't make sense, do as Trey did. I'm just confused a bit about my reading. Were you saying yes, but it's not going to be at where I'd like it to be? So I'm saying that when we talk about that time frame, you had said 2 to 5 years. I said, 3 to 6 years. But we're in the same ballpark time-wise-ish. I'm saying to be in that time frame at the low end of the expectation, with the understanding that it will continue to rise, it will continue to grow over time. Does that make sense? All right. A table for one. Good to see you. Thanks for being here, Diana. Thanks for being a member. Will YouTube channel number 1 be successful? Number 2, neither or both? Successful being, thank you for defining success. That's the hugest question, man. Thank you. What is success? What is success to one person is completely different as to what is success to another. So thank you for defining it. And you defined it by making a moderate amount of money each month. I can work with this. Thank you. Thank you. Well done. Number two has the real potential to grow quickly. Number one may be close to your heart. It's going to take longer to grow it. Could they both be successful? Yes. I think they both could be successful. The advice is lean into number two first and get that going, and then go back to number one and really work on building that one. Michelle, thank you for hearing exactly what I was saying. Thank you. Thank you for using members-only emojis as well. Thank you. Sometimes I need that reminder that it's related to my having a hard time remembering I'm worth it. I'm worth spending the money on. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you. Thank you for hearing that. Okay, Michelle Mixuair for my roommate Libby. Hey, Libby, how you doing? I just want to check in about my career. Whether it's going back to school, staying where I am, but with a different position. All right, here we go. Do you really want to go back to school? I don't necessarily get that you do. I mean, I never like to discourage education, but only go to school if you want to go to school. That's the key. Staying where you are, but in a different position? You could do that, and these things are not mutually exclusive. You can definitely get a different position where you are. It can take a minute, but a different position where you are would be fine. It would make you really happy, and do you need school to get to that level of happiness? You don't. Could you do school and get to a career level? Oh, yes. See, here's the rub, my friend. You can hang out where you are, and it'll take time, but you can get into another position, and you would be a lot happier, and that's great. And you can do that, Yes. But you know what else? You can go to school, which I don't think you really want to do, but you can do it, and you can end up in a situation that is like chef's kiss. Perfect. So there's that. All right. Okay, table for one. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Makes sense. Nalini Kalu. So good to see you. I'm sorry. I'm just like, this is like my favorite kind of question. I'm like, I've just stopped talking, stopped being on air at all. I'm just, feed me the tea. Here we go. All right, here we go. Nalini Kalu, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Let's go. Had a dream that A was 5 months pregnant. B was the father. Strange, since she's in another relationship. But B was proud and almost boasting. She was having a girl. I was very upset by the news. But I still had a good laugh about B with his eyebrows. They were shaved and messed up looking. I don't think of A and B getting back together. Why do I always have these dreams? Isn't it true, though, that A is a constant present in the world? A is a constant presence. There is loss, and remember you said 5 months pregnant. Here we have the 5 of cups. There is a sense that B has not that B isn't over A. Oh my gosh, so over. But still hurt and sad and grieving everything that happened. And so that grief is present. And just the reality, the entity, everything is really present here. And so you're going to keep on having these dreams until more time has passed more healing has happened. And, because that's like the whole question is like, what does pregnancy mean? And 5 months pregnant, 5 months we're like more than halfway there, but, we're not even in the third trimester yet. So there's like this question of like, at what point does this get more sane? And I think that's where you're at. And I think that's the question you're asking. Because I think you're seeing some unhealthy things here. So that's my guess. Does that make sense? Oh. And the eyebrows being shaved and messed up looking. Because we know that association, that A and B association, is shaved and messed up looking. We know that. We know that. And so, like, that's the physical representation. Because if he were doing that, there would be something wrong with his vision. All right, let me know. Kanchan Verma, here we go. Thanks for being here. I am doing fabulous. Thank you. Okay, December predictions. What area to work on and what do we see? Okay, so I'll say one prediction for December and one thing you need to work on. Okay. For December. Don't let people not trusting you cause you to not trust yourself. I don't know if that was a prediction or something to work on. It's kind of both. But also work on education or career, the practical things that move you forward. All right. Cassandra, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. I'm feeling torn between continuing to teach this school year or spending time with baby girl at home. Okay. So, let's see. If you say, you know what, this just isn't working, I need to stay home. If you make that decision, what that does for you and baby girl, well, I mean, that's like the best of the best, man. That's fabulous, right? But what it does for the family financially is workable enough. I think you can do it. I think. What it does to your career later on, should you wish to return to teaching later on, you can return to teaching later on, no harm, no foul. Should you wish to do something else later on, you'd have to figure out what that thing would be, but I would assume that this would also be time to do that. So if you want to do this, I can't talk you out of it. I got nothing. I'm all for it. So, up to you. All right. Rose, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. History of agoraphobia and rarely driving. I understand. Working on both. Got it. Will I meet my goal of solo driving to a cafe and having a tea alone several times before the end of the year? What a smart goal. That's like a very, I love, so specific. This is exactly, I wish more people would do what you're doing. Just like this very sort of bite size. Yeah, I mean, it's huge. It's looming. It's huge. But doable. Let's see. How's that going to be for you? I think ideally you would do it in small steps. Maybe one time you drive to the cafe and you drive back, but you don't stop. Or maybe you go somewhere and you go through a drive-through and get a treat and come out. Maybe one time you drive with a friend and have tea with a friend. Maybe one time you drive on your own and you meet a friend for tea. Just because I feel like there's something about, I drive there alone, I sit alone, I get my tea, I sit alone and I come back. There's something about that feels like the most scary for some reason. I don't know, maybe it's not. So whatever the translation on this would be, to break it down into even more bite-sized chunks in order to reach the goal. And if you do that, can you reach the goal? Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. And then you'll be on to more. So well done. Well done. And tarot can help you with this, by the way. If you can, in your own cognitive mind, by looking through the cards face up, choose the card that to you would represent yourself, who is confident and comfortable to drive and go places and do whatever the heck you want to do. Which card would that be? And really hold that card and identify with that card and like make it your personal card. That will help you. All right, good luck. Sayoni, it's so good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope your brother's well. Hope everything's good. Happy Diwali to you as well. Raul wanted me and him to be together, and I like him as well. Do you see us getting into a romantic relationship? It's been a while. I hope you're doing well. I was just thinking that. I hope you're doing well. Oh, my goodness. And also your brother, who I also haven't seen in a while. Reaper TV, right? Isn't that your brother? All right. So, do we see you getting into a romantic relationship with Rahul? I feel like there are problems in the way. I mean, you like him and he likes you, so that's a good start. But I think there might be some logistical problems or some family problems or some other problems that make it a little harder to make it work. But there is hope. There is absolutely hope, Sayoni. There absolutely is. There is every reason that you should have this conversation with him. And I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At least you tried. You'll find someone else. He'll find someone else, whatever. But I think you should try with this. I'm telling you, it's probably not going to be easy. I'm telling you that it may or may not work. But I'm telling you that there is enough of an opportunity here that I think you should try. All right. Cassandra, of course. My mom, that's Raquel, would like me to ask for her about Ernest, my brother, her oldest son. How is he doing? He's going through a lot. Okay, let's do that. Well, he's going through a lot. Yeah, that took a real psychic, right? He's upset. And the thing is, like, he's either he needs to change what he's doing or he's waiting for something. Like there's a timing element. He's waiting for something to happen. But I feel like there's something he could be doing in a speedier way that would make things better, and he's not. I don't know if that's an internal thing or an external thing. But I feel like he's dealing with some issues he's had for a long time. So, how's it all going to turn out? It'll take a while and it will be hard, but he'll be okay. I mean, he's going to take some hits in this, but he'll be okay. How can mom help? Are there legal issues? Are there attorneys related to any of this? If there are, we might need to come up with some money. I just feel like there might be a money piece to all of this. And also, I think the whole family has to hold the belief that everything's going to be okay here. All right, good luck. And let me know if there's follow-up questions to that, because it's a lot. Oh, Nalini, thank you. That was so on point. I totally agree. I try not to focus on A's presence. I'm trying to let go of my feelings for B and go back to a less complicated friendship, letting go of the emotional attachments, right? Right. Right. I'm just surprised I have so many dreams of them reconciling since I'm trying to let go. Well, is it possible, dear Nalini, that you're trying to let go because you can't handle the dysfunctional way that whole situation manifests itself? And so there's a part of you that's like, okay, they can just get back together, but you don't want that. No matter what, you don't want that because he is your friend and you know how bad that would be for him. And so part of this is your feelings, for him or whatever, and there's a confusion in what the relationship is. But I think part of it is no matter what the relationship between you and he is or is not, you care about him. And you don't want to see him make a stupid mistake. And he's already, being a little, I don't want to say stupid because it's hard, it's always hard, These situations do not come with instruction manuals. But I feel like from the outside looking in, you can see that he's making decisions based on emotional manipulation rather than on logic and common sense. And as his friend, you don't like that. Just like if he shaved his eyebrows, you wouldn't appreciate that either. Oh, Rose, thank you for coming back. I was very interested. That makes a lot of sense. Love that advice. I will go through the cards. First came the Queen of Wands and then Lust, which is strength. But I think I need a bit more calm, like the Page of Pentacles. Any of that would do. There you go. Perfect. All right. Adrija, it is so good to see you. Thank you for being here. I just overscrolled. Give me a moment. Hang on a minute. Just scrolling back. Thank you, everyone, for being here. There you are, my friend. Adrija, glad you're here. I'm talking to this guy, S. How do you think this will go? How is he? Can there be any future? I'm excited. So one of the things I love about you, like you are such a good dater, which is what you need to be if you want to find somebody. So good job. Let's take a look and see. Oh, so far so good. What's he like? Okay. Well, we're one up, one down at this point. I feel like he's had some relationship difficulties in the past. So have I, so have you, so has everybody. But he might not be healed from that right now. So that could be an issue. I feel like, they all say that they really are looking for marriage and looking for a relationship and all of that, but I think he really might be. Could there be compatibility? I don't know. Here's what you want to do here. Do not get overly attached in the beginning. You want to get in deep enough to figure out if there is compatibility or not. If there is, great, go forward. If they're not, get out quick. Don't get hung up in your head like you sometimes do. Is there potential here? Yes. Is there also potential that it won't work? Also, yes. You know me. You know that's the best I'm going to do for you when it comes to something like this. So get in. Let's see. Because there's enough there that's intriguing, I think. Let's see. Nalini, man, you're good. Right? Right? Thank you. Thank you. Well, and I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. But I mean, I've been doing this for a lot of years. If I weren't good, it would just be pathetic, right? I mean, really? So thank you. Dr. All Ed, I've been owing you a text for like a week, and you've been so patient. Thank you, Robin Renee, for your kindness and your patience. Thank you. I need to talk to my boss about hybrid work. If she doesn't agree, I'm leaving, or should I just leave anyway? And you explain to me the situation via text, and it's pretty horrendous. So let's just start with, should you just leave? And I know you have a friend that was looking to get you another position anyway. So should you just leave? I mean, it's starting to like really suck your spirit in a couple of different ways. There's the hours issue, and then there's the energy issue. Both of which are really problematic for you. Will she let you do hybrid? See, I don't even think she's going to do that. Can your friend get you another position there? I think so. I think you should talk to your friend about getting another position. Use the fact that you're already onboarded in this organization to get another position within the organization if you can, and get out of this situation ASAP. And have y'all noticed linguistically that like older people like me say that out, ASAP. ASAP. Younger people say it as a word. It's now a word in the dictionary, ASAP. It's a word. Do it ASAP. When I was young, it was not a word, but it is now. So whether you say ASAP or ASAP, that's when you do this. Okay. Ashley, good to see you. I would like to know why I am not getting these insurance jobs I've been applying for. I am qualified, but I never get the job. Does it have to do with something in my background? Let's take a look. I don't think it's something that's in your background. I think it's something that's not in your background. I think it's one of those situations where they're looking for a certain kind of experience or more experience or whatever. So what do you have to do to fix this? Keep applying, keep asking, keep applying, keep asking, and you'll get something. Don't get discouraged. Don't let yourself get discouraged. Just keep going, keep going, keep going, and ultimately see it's going to pay off in the long run. It's going to pay off big time, big time, big time in the long run. So don't give up. Dr. Aulette, thank you for confirming my intuition. Yeah, I'm sorry I made you wait a week for it. But thank you. Cassandra, wow, thank you so much for that. Very helpful. Now to decide if I should ride out the year or stay home with her and Daddy in the new house. Oh, is Daddy home too? Oh my gosh. It would be good to reconnect, right? Right. All right. Barbie Bird, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for using members only emojis. I've really been wanting to ask about my past lives. Can you share any insight into one that I have had? What can I learn from it to help me today? Any info is great. So the thing about these is like these kinds of readings, they're really quite unverifiable. The closest we're going to get to verification is, oh, that feels good, or that feels helpful, or that feels resonant. And once in a while, like you can get information that can be historically verified, which is interesting. But usually not in this kind of setting. That's usually more in a past life regression. But let's see. Let us have, okay, so the question I'm asking, for those of you who want to try this kind of reading yourself, the question I'm asking is, show me information about a past life that Barbie Bird has had that would be helpful for her to know about right now. Okay, so I'm going to say in this life, you probably died young and you were probably a traveler, nomadic, going from place to place. And in fact, probably female who died in childbirth. Yeah. And so, an unfortunate story. So the idea of being nomadic, of going place to place, and the idea of having to leave kids that you already had behind, the idea of dying young, and the sense that as a woman, your life was probably not easy in this nomadic existence. And if I could give you like a sense of it, is it like Bedouin? Is it like American pioneer? Is it some other culture that I don't even know about? It's some other culture that I don't even know about, some other nomadic culture. And I'm actually getting like sort of European, Scandinavian, somewhere in there, sort of a feeling is what I'm getting. So what you can learn from this is that you brought into this lifetime a great sense of flexibility, a great ability to start new things, to go from one place to another, and that there may be some difficult connections with certain people in your family in this lifetime based on difficult family connections from a past lifetime. So hopefully that's helpful. All right. Okay, Alon, good to see you. Should I put my efforts into a relationship with A? Is it worth it at all, or should I meet someone new? Great question. Let's take a look and see what we see. So with A, there's been an effort at connection, and there is a connection there, but it doesn't really seem to work. There are moments when it looks like it could, and moments when it's really sweet, and then it doesn't work. So then, if you were to look for somebody new, there's a part of you that's really afraid to do that doesn't want to do that. This is not the story you've been telling yourself over this time. You've been telling yourself this story that the two of you belong together, are meant to be together, should be together, and it's hard for you to think about something different than that. But it's the right thing. I think you should go look for someone else. I think you would be so much happier to go find somebody else. All right. Virginia W., thanks for being here, Jenny. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. Should we invite friends over to pick through the stuff we are not taking to Florida? Would it feel happy or burdensome to them? I think what you can do is just sort of shoot out an email or a text and make a generalized statement of the kinds of things you have and ask if anyone is interested before you do the estate sale or the mass donation or whatever it is you're going to do. So don't invite, ask them if they want an invitation and have another plan. I think that's the way to do it. Leslie Jones, so good to see you. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. I am so freaking sorry, Leslie. You have had the worst luck through no fault of your own. The boy I'm seeing for 3 weeks, and I was so proud of you when you started seeing him, will go away on deployment on Tuesday. Is this the end of our fling? No. I think you continue to communicate. Now, you may have an arrangement where you see other people or whatever, but I think you do continue to communicate. And I think that you should see other people. But I think there's a possibility that something could develop here. So, I'd stay open-minded. Teresa, it's so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. I'm halfway done with the final class in my degree and expect to be done in November. Hallelujah. I'm always worried something unexpected will show up and thwart my efforts. How will the rest of November go for me? Let's see. I think you'll be all right. I think you'll be tired by the time you're done. I think you're going to be working hard. But I don't see any problems here. I think you're going to get this done. Congratulations. All right. Oh, 7C Mystic. So good to see you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being a member here. We appreciate you. And 7C Mystic, of course, is Kristen Barnes, a.k.a. Mamzelle Camille, who is a presenter at StaarCon. And so good to see you. Thank you so much for your kindness. We appreciate it. All right. And just a quick question over here from Nalini. Why is it that I remember some dreams in detail and some dreams I completely forget within an hour of waking up? But I know it was crazy. Just wondering your thoughts on that. I mean, I think some of it is just biology. And I think some of it is the nature of the dream, the source of the dream, how important the dream is, whether it's spiritual in nature, psychological in nature, or just crazy, you shouldn't have had pepperoni before you went to bed, sort of a thing. Different dreams are different. All right. Jenny, you are up next, my friend. Hope you're doing well. How does L feel about me? How does he feel about my relationship with M? All right. Is L someone you were with in the past? That's what I wonder. I'm wondering, like, it's a feeling like an ex is how that feels. So whether you're an ex-crush or an ex relationship or what that is, it's feeling kind of exy. But there's also sort of there's a pride, but there's a not trusting. And how does he feel about your relationship with M? I think it's fine. I think he's fine. I think it's fine. All right. Hey, Alejandra, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Okay. Makes you the choir's more poppy in the January to June season. Yep, that makes sense. Perfect. Vaishali, good to see you. I want to know myself better. Who am I? Where am I on the path of self-growth and happiness? Man, I wish everyone would ask questions like this. This is so good. I love this. What do I need to know about myself and the world? And when I say that, I don't wish everyone here would ask those questions because I also really like those gossipy questions. But just in general in life, I wish people would ask these questions, not just of me, but of themselves, of the universe, of their own cards. Like, these are great questions for self-exploration, right? So good. So, who are you? You are a person who is asking who you are. I mean, seriously, you are a person on a journey of self-discovery. That's where we're at right now. There we are. Where are you on the path of self-growth and self-happiness? At the very beginning, just recognizing that you have worth and deserve happiness. What do I need to know about myself and the world? That you have a right to explore what you want to explore. That you have a right to dip your toe in the water, even if it's scary. That you can take your time to make decisions, But if you want something, you can figure out how to make it happen. You need to know your power. L is your current crush. Interesting. Interesting. So L currently has a crush on you. Maybe Jenny is seeing you as an ex because there is a relationship with them and is just seeing it that way. Perhaps. Okay. Black cats and hurricanes. Are we heading toward world war or economic struggle in 2024? Okay, let's see. Economic struggle above and beyond where we are at right now, because we're already there, in a way. Economic struggle above and beyond where we are now. I don't know. I don't know that it's going to get a huge amount better, but I don't think it's going to get worse, and it will ultimately get better. World war in 2024. Well, we all know the possibility exists, but I'm going to say no. Barbie Bird, but tell me, how does it feel? Did it resonate? What did you think? Okay. Rosemarie, you're up next. Thanks for being here. It's good to see you. Do you see any psychic or intuitive abilities that I have? I love fairies and angels. Well, and I think so often if we have an affinity for something, there's a reason for it, right? And so, yeah, I think you do. I think you absolutely do have that. Yes, yes, and yes, 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 yes. Are you working with cards? I think you really need to do this work. I really do. I really do. I think it would help you. All right. Ben, Libra does tarot. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Am I doing right opening the door to a prior friendship? It was pretty toxic on both sides for a time. I'm hoping things have changed after 2 years apart. One of those people I can't help caring about. Well, whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing, doesn't matter. I think you're doing the right thing because you have to. Whether it works or doesn't, you have to do this because you need to know and you need to understand. You need to know and you need to understand if this can work. If it can't work, it can't work, but there's only one way to know. And if you don't try to find out, you're always going to wonder and it's going to drive you crazy. So I'm not going to tell you if it's going to work or not going to work because you'll find that out on your own. What I'm going to tell you is that's not the important question. The important question is, can you show up openly and honestly and give it a try, but also protect yourself enough so that if it doesn't work, you can be like, okay, I tried, walking away now. Can you do those things? And the answer is, it's not easy. It's hard for you to do those things, but yes, you can. Yes, you can. And so you will. Oh, Barbie Bird, this is interesting. I feel like I've left children behind and I've been left behind in different past lives. So it's interesting to hear from different perspectives. And the family connection makes so much sense to me. There it is. Oh, Rosemarie, you are working with your cards. Fabulous. I do think you have something there. And the more you work with your cards, the more psychic you will be. Right. And Ben says, the head says no, the heart says yes. But the head's going to say yes too, because you have to know, you have to find out, you have to be able to figure it out. So from that perspective, It's all right. It's all right. A table for one, Diana. Sometimes, yeah, the order shows up differently. That's true. Okay, Kathleen Patricia, you're up next. And I overscrolled. Stand by 1 second, please. There you are. Good to see you. I started a new job. I'd like to know what the cards say about its future. I don't think this is where you're going to be forever. I think it's fine for now. I don't think that there's huge longevity here, but I think it's fine for now. And I think it will help you in some ways. Aria Wilson, good to see you. May I ask what I can do about how I've been feeling a little down lately? Oh, I'm sorry. I think what you could do is think about things that you enjoy and force yourself to do those things. That can be as simple as going for a walk, watching a movie, calling a friend, just one thing that you enjoy. And, being the person I am, I'm going to be like, maybe it's ice cream, maybe it's cake. But, we recognize there's a problem with that kind of thinking. But, that is the kind of thinking I tend to have. Anyway, there's all of that. So, and I think also part of it is self-esteem. It's about not shit-talking yourself in your own head. I think you might be doing some of that. All right, George, it's good to see you. Can I know, please, if Sherry will change his mind if I move to Canada and reconcile, or is it a waste of time? I would not wait for a reconciliation. I wouldn't. I do not expect a reconciliation. I expect you to meet somebody else. Lisa Byroad, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. I have a question regarding my company that's staying with me. Will they find a place to live and be leaving soon? Yes. Yes. I think they very much appreciate being able to stay there, but I do think they'll be able to find a place and leave pretty soon. Ben, thank you. Oh, yes, those were the better questions. I defo want to go into it slowly and see what happens. Yes, need to be able to walk away when I see things aren't right. Right? There you go. There you go. Okay. Audrey M., my friend, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Would it be possible to get a follow-up from Monday, please? On Monday, I had the 4 of Cups reversed. You said trouble is only opportunity in work clothes and be open to something that might be enlightening, even though the package might be suspect. I had a very heartbreaking week. I'm so sorry. The whole week was opportunity in work clothes for me, which basically means the whole week was trouble for you. I am really sorry. And so then the question is, well, then what might come out of this then? What might come out of this? What is the opportunity that is going to come out of some of this? And first of all, there is an opportunity for healing and reframing of certain things. There's an opportunity for reconnection with a certain aspect of yourself. It feels like a lot of this is deeply personal and internal, but that it does lead you to something that will be healing and rejuvenating. Baby cakes. Thank you, Lisa. Baby cakes. Do you see a car in a U.S. job or abroad for me by the end of 2023? Or should I redirect and get away abroad for a while to learn language? I'm thinking about working abroad if I find a good job. So let's start with better to try to work abroad, which I think you could easily do, or work in the U.S.? I think you could do either. Can you find a job in the U.S. before the end of the year? I think you absolutely could, but not necessarily one you would like. Which would make you happier, working abroad or staying in the U.S.? You know, there's a part of me that says you may be ready to work abroad. In which case, do you need to get a car? That's an interesting question. It may take a minute, I suppose. But do you need to? So we're leaning today. Either is possible. And in terms of getting a car, if you decide to stay in the U.S., yes, I think you can get a job. And can you get a car? That's like a huge pain in the butt. It's going to take the... That's hard, but yes, you can, but it's hard. There's a part of me that says just go overseas if you can. Maybe you should if you want. I don't know. Let me know. Okay. Oh, Audrey, thank you so much for that. Michael Gunther, nice to see you. It's been so long. Thank you so much. Glad you like the background. Alejandra, just found your channel and appreciate that I'm learning. I'm currently studying healing and mediumship. Just wondering which one you see that I should spend more time developing. And I would argue, honestly, that in a way they go hand in hand. There's a part of me that says maybe you do them together at the same time and all boats will rise. Maybe it looks like that. But let's take a look. Yeah, see, I like both. I think maybe if you had to do first one, then the other, focus more on healing and then the mediumship. But I really like both. And I sort of feel like they go in concert so well together. All right. All right. Hey, Quinn Kilharius, Renata, good to see you. Fun question. You know these are the kinds of questions I like on a Saturday. How does Gabriel feel about me? Do we have a future? We've only known each other for about a month, so I don't know if it's too early to ask this. I don't care if you ask me after you've known him for 5 minutes. Let's have some fun. Let's see what we got here. Well, I think we have to say there's potential. I think we have to say it. I think there's potential. Michael, I'd be happy to pull a card for you. On Saturdays, we tend to do specific questions. Do you have a specific question for me? So, Renata, how is Gabriel feeling about you? I think he's nervous. I think he likes you. I think he's hoping this will go somewhere. I think he's worried that it won't. And he's nervous. Is there potential? Yes. Potential obviously does not equal guarantee. What is the advice for you here? The advice is to take things slowly. Take things very, very slowly. The biggest problem is he might make himself emotionally unavailable, and if that happens, that's not going to work. So give it some time and let's see what happens, but let's give him a chance. Oh, baby cake, so it's going to be whichever job you find first. That totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. All right. And perfect. Michael, what does the near future have in store for my business? Here we go. So I feel like you will get out of it what you put into it. I feel like you've got something here that is really, really good, that people really like, that you're doing well at. And I feel like the future will bring improvement as long as you can stay steady and stable. But there are things that come up for you either internally or externally that make it hard. So work on either letting the business be flexible in its reaction to whatever else is going on in your life. You can work on that and just let the business flow with that. Or work on trying to limit the amounts of ups and downs, but one way or the other things will move forward. Okay. Oh, Renata, he has financial problems currently, so the Ace of Pentacles showing up as a problem makes sense. Yep. Good. Ha, Renata, right, that was juicy, right? Scorpio 1180. Can I ask how Robert currently feels about me? If he sees as being more than just a friend in the future. I would not guarantee that. Or if he does, it may not be in the way that you would want. And Carol, I would like to know about the future. Oh, don't you do that, Camille 7 Seas Mystic. Did you put in a question and then retract it before I could see it and torture you with it? Well, you better put another question back there then. You better. All right. I would like to know about the future of my new relationship. Okay, well, and recognizing that, the one thing I've learned in 30 years of full-time professional tarot reading is love is the most unpredictable thing of all. But that said, let's see what we can know about this relationship. My concern is there could be a couple of issues. One is that either or both of you have some trauma from the past, who doesn't? But that you may bring those trauma, those triggers from past relationships to this new relationship, and that could be a problem. The other could be, just sort of basic incompatibility around the assumptions that each person makes about what a relationship is. So I would be really good about communication in terms of your expectations and make sure that the other person is also really good about communication, about expectations. That will give you your best shot of seeing what this could be. Is there some potential here? There is some potential, but I worry about lack of compatibility and emotional unavailability. So those are the things you want to watch out for. All right, so here it is. So here we are. We're all waiting here. 7 Seas Mystic. Baby Cake sparked my question about something I've been swirling around in my head lightly for quite some time. Do you want me to just go ahead and do that? Like, is that a thing to play with in your head or is it not? I could absolutely do that. And the answer is that a thing to do? It's worth thinking about. You have options and it's worth considering your options. Even if you decide you don't want to do that particular thing, considering switching things up is always a good idea. Here it is. Is it worth me even trying to look into getting a student visa in order to live abroad at some point in the next few years? I'm no spring chicken. That's a lot to make happen. Is it going to be worth it? So very specifically, student visa. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's a thought. And which one of us is a spring chicken? None of us, but we're going to be here until we're not here anymore. So you might as well do what you're going to do. And I think this is really smart. I think you should absolutely consider doing this. It's a great idea. A great idea. All right. My friends, from my perspective, I have gotten to every question. I think Seven Seas Mystic, you are having a hard time with your comment because you know how life-altering such a thing would be, and it's scary. But I think it is at least worth exploring and considering for sure. My friends, I've come to the end of my questions. That means it's last call for readings, y'all. If I accidentally skipped you, please do reiterate your question. If you're here and have not yet asked a question, get that question in right now or forever hold your peace. If you are a member of this channel, we have a live stream tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're around, please join us. Tarot storytelling and shenanigans. It's going to be fun. Seven Seas Mystic, you are so generous. Thank you so much. So much, so much. Really appreciate that. That's really kind. So, members only, tomorrow. Hope to see you there. In the description for this video, a link to become a member, a link to book an appointment with me, and a link to learn more about StaarCon and get your tickets for StaarCon. Consider doing all the things. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much to the members, the moderators, everyone who helped out. And I will look forward to seeing you all really soon.